we are delighted and honored to have in the studio a lady of international stature, a lady whose contribution to Indian art and culture around the world is simply noteworthy. One of the most beautiful women from India who's acted in over 300 feature films, none other than your favorite, Padmini. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Chandru.
It's a pleasure having you.
May I call you Chandru?
It's
because I have always known as you, as Chandru.
By all means.
I knew your family before you were born. That is how I know you as a little baby. I'm so happy to be in this show. It's a great honor and privilege to be here for this show in Toronto.
Thank you.
After so many years, I'm coming back to Toronto. In '79, I came here for a film shooting.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I met you.
That's
and
right.
I didn't know so many years have passed.
It's an honor to have you in Toronto with us right now.
Thank you.
Papika, I don't know where to start with you.
Papika, you're calling me?
Sure.
Thank you. So you have not forgotten me.
I will never forget you.
Oh, thank you.
Not only me, I think the Indian film industry and your fans and your well-wishers and people around the world, they can never forget you for what you have done for people around the world. They will still remember your movies are some of the most memorable movies that have ever been done. Tell us about this. Let's look at Padmini as one of the outstanding film stars of the Indian subcontinent. Let's start off with your career. How did you first get involved in the film industry?
First, it was dancing. When I was 4, I was put in a dancing school. That too, because of your father. He used to come to Trivandrum. I belonged to Travancore, Kerala. So he used to come there, and he came to our family and told everybody that we should learn dancing. We means my elder sister and my younger sister Ragini. That is how we got into the stage. We started learning dance. After that, we had an arangetram. When I was 8 years old, I had my arangetram. Then later on, we came to Madras to join Uday Shankar's movie. That's how we entered movie.
Wonderful. Uday Shankar is, belongs to the Ravi Shankar family. And,
yes, he's a world-renowned dancer,
choreographer.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And I'm so happy to be his student. Also Guru Gopinath, Thiruvadumarthu Mahalingam Pillai. They were 3 gurus of mine.
Wonderful. Your first movie, big hit with, it was Mr. Sampath with Motilal.
Yes.
And
that was produced by Gemini Studios.
Right.
S.S. Vasan was the director.
Right.
That was my first Hindi assignment as a heroine.
And your performance in Raj Tilak after that was an outstanding success. I mean, you captured the whole of India with Raj Tilak, your acting and your dancing, and you co-starred with Vyjayanthimala. There was a dance sequence there where you and Vyjayanthimala, as 2 seasoned artists, were competing against each other.
Correct.
Until today, that's still a talk of the town in many places, because when they talk about a dance sequence, they still refer to that.
I really, it was a great pleasure to work with Vyjayanthimala. She's one of the best dancers in India, and I was so happy to do a competition dance with her. I think both of us did well. I don't know. The audience has to say.
Yes. In fact, when I had a chance to talk to, Vyjayanthi, we call her Papa, as you know.
Yeah.
She spoke very highly of you.
Oh.
And she remembered, those good days where you both performed together.
Yeah.
Now, it's really great to see outstanding actors like you performing. Let's take a look at it, okay? I'm sure the audience will love it.
It's a 10 minutes competition dance. And this was done in Hindi and Tamil.
Right.
At the
Tamil
same
was called
time.
Manjikottai Valiban.
Yeah, at the same time, you know.
And in Hindi it was
So-
called Raj Tilak.
Yes.
One of the greatest showmen of India, none other than the late great Raj Kapoor, I mean, he discovered you. He was very keen that you should act in his film, from what I heard.
Yeah.
So you were featured in Jis Desh Mein Ganga Behti Hai, am I
Yeah.
correct? Tell us about that film.
It was really very honored to work with him. He's the greatest showman in the world, and he's a very tough director, because you cannot make him happy. You know, you have to do exactly what he has in mind.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, he will not agree. You know,
I see.
he's a tough master. You know, I remember once one dance sequence. From morning till evening, we were doing only one step. He did like 29, 30 takes. He was not satisfied. Then we had to pack up for that day, and next day we did the whole thing again. Then it was okay. And by the time my leg started bleeding because of the jewelry, but he was not satisfied. Later on, he said okay.
So he's a perfectionist.
Perfectionist.
Everybody has told me you're also a perfectionist. You don't do anything that is second best. Anything that you do, it has to be the best for you.
But it depends on the director also. If I say it is not correct, if the director says yes, this is what I want, I have no other,
I see.
choice.
Tell me, is there change in the industry right now compared to the days when you were doing with people like Raj Kapoor and yourself and others performing, as compared to some of the artists who are performing? The director's role, is it still as strong as what it was before, or is it different now?
I saw a lot of changes.
I see.
The directors before was more demanding. Nowadays they compromise because of the time limitations.
Oh, I see.
An artist have 50 films, so they give one producer only 2-3 hours.
Oh yes, the call sheets are
In
there.
that short period, how much can you do?
I see.
And you have to work with so many other artists also.
Right.
They also have the same commitment.
Right.
So that is why the work, it doesn't turn out as good as before.
I see. Padmini, I've got to lead on to another area. Your performance, from what I've heard, was described as being outstanding. Again, you did a beautiful job in Mera Naam Joker. Your very emotional role that you played there, and you made a lot of people cry in that movie. Tell us about your experience.
It was a very good role for me, because in the beginning I'm like a tomboy. I have never played as a tomboy or anything. In South, most of my films are crying, a tragedy in films. I think South Indian women, they like to see me crying and also dancing sometimes,
Right.
But that was a very good role, and it suited me, that haircut and everything.
In the beginning, of course, you made them laugh, but towards the end of the movie, you made them cry because
The whole movie was like that, because of the clown
right.
being disappointed. Even though he's a clown, he makes others happy, but he cries inside. That philosophy was great.
अरे हाथ तो बिल्कुल लौंडिया जैसे हैं।
खबरदार मुझे लौंडिया कहा।
And then, of course, you did Ashik again with Raj Kapoor,
Yes.
but later then you went to Payal with Sunil Dutt.
Sunil Dutt. That was his second film, I think, Sunil Dutt.
आखिर आप मुझसे इतना डरते क्यों हैं?
मैं आपसे नहीं, दुनिया से डरती हूँ।
When I was working with Sunil Dutt, that is the time Nargis and Sunil Dutt got married. Yes, Nargis was very close to our family, So she used to come and see me to see Sunil Dutt.
I see.
So I enjoyed working with him.
I see.
And later on we worked in Dard Ka Rishta.
Oh, yes.
That was shot in USA.
Right.
Yes. In that also I acted. It was shot in USA.
You featured Kushbu and yourself.
Kushbu, right.
Right.
And Smita Patel. And
Right. Earlier, let's go back to a previous one. Kalpana. You acted in Kalpana, and there was Ashok Kumar's, if I remember.
That is
also.
Ashok Kumar's Kalpana, because my film, the first one was also named Kalpana.
Oh, I see.
This is another Kalpana,
Oh,
which
I
was
see.
produced by Ashok Kumar.
I see.
And Ashok Kumar acted in that.
I see.
And also Kishore Kumar acted.
Isn't that the film where you and
Ragini dance, yeah. That is a Ganga Gauri dance.
Right, you and Ragini.
Yeah, there is a big Shiva statue and Ganga and Gauri's competition dance.
Now, what was that popular song that you made it so popular, like Tu Hai
Tu Hai Mera Prema Devata. It was a
Late
great
Mohammed
hit
Rafi
movie.
and
Yes.
Manade sang
Yes.
that song together.
That's a nice.
And you danced
I
to
liked
that.
it very much. That song and that dance is
We want to show that dance, and I want you to watch this with us. This will bring you pleasant memories.
Yes.
Okay?
With my sister Ragini, who is no more with us now.
It's very sad, and she's such
very
a
sad. Such a great
loving
dancer.
person. Yeah.
And you know her, you
know her.
from childhood.
I knew her from childhood, and she was such a loving person.
Yeah, very lively
Very,
person.
very lively, and lots of fun and frolic.
Right.
Always
when
made
she's
others
around, it's only fun.
cracking jokes and
Yeah.
everything.
Once I remember that she didn't have any shooting that day, The producer and director, they were concentrating only on my shots. So this girl got little angry. So she got an idea and she said that this is my birthday. Please take sweets. Everybody, she offered everybody. And that was Brooklaks.
That's funny.
I don't know whether everybody understands Brooklaks means
It's a laxative.
laxative. Chocolate it was. And everybody, the shooting was cancelled. I can never forget that. Only she could come up with such ideas,
That's funny. That's really funny. As a family, you, Lalita, yourself, and Ragini, the three of you, you were considered, obviously the most popular sisters. Edward Elliot's Road, you had big crowds outside your house trying to get a glimpse. Fans would come all across from the country and they'll be waiting outside to see a little glimpse of you as you're driving out. And I remember you had this beautiful imported Plymouth car.
Yeah.
In India, it was a very important status symbol to have such nice imported cars in those days. And you were always kind, when you were driving by, apparently you would sign autographs outside and all that. And that bus stop was
named after us.
Named after you.
Lalita Padmini bus stop.
Bus stop. The whole colony. How did it feel for you to be so popular and so loved and wanted by so many people?
I'm so lucky actually, It's such a great feeling to be recognized. Even now when I go to India, to Madras, there's a small crowd around me and I feel so happy that they have not forgotten, the fans, especially younger generation. They also recognize. I just ask them, how do you know me? Oh yes, I've seen your movie, it comes in TV. You dance, you do that, do this, and I feel so proud.
You haven't changed much at all. You look as beautiful as ever from those days.
Thank you. It's a great compliment.
Amar Deepam, after
Amar
this,
Deepam,
Amar
yeah.
Deepam, and it was made in Hindi also.
Hindi
called
also,
Amar Deep.
yeah.
Right. This was with Shivaji, and this is where you had this popular song Jali Lo
Gymkhana.
And then in Amardeep, in the south, you acted with Shivaji Ganeshan and Savitri in this.
Savitri. In Hindi, I acted with Devanand and Vyjayanthimala.
I see.
Savitri's role was played by Vyjayanthimala.
This was another popular film.
Yes, it was a popular film.
You were always teamed up extremely well with Shivaji Ganeshan. Everybody, in the south felt that you were a perfect match with Shivaji, and in north, Raj Kapoor and you made a very good team. And then, of course, the new era started with MGR coming into the field. MGR had a very historical role to perform in the Indian subcontinent. Not only was he a film star, a popular film star, but his hero worship led to politics and he became a very big man later. But then you had tremendous role to play with him as a co-star in Madurai Veeran.
Madurai Veeran, yes.
Tell me about your first involvement acting with MGR.
It was a great feeling working with him because he's a very good man. He helps a lot of people, and out of the way he does things, and he will tell you what is good for you, what is not good for you. If you want to stay as an artist, you must exercise, you should not put on weight. All that he gives, advices to the artist. And as everybody knows, he's a very generous man. And I remember that my last film with him was Rickshaw Karan. The same night I was leaving to USA. So he usually doesn't work in the night shifts. Just because of me, just because to send me to USA, he worked day and night.
One of your biggest hits was, from what I heard, Tilana Moganambal, where you did an outstanding performance, as a dancer. You were a dancer in that, and Shivaji Ganeshan was another Swaram player.
Yes.
Tell us about this film, Tilana Moganambal.
First when they said I have to play this Mohanambal's role, it's a very famous story.
That was that appeared in a magazine, right?
Yes. So actually the Tilana Mohanambal, the character is only about 18 years old. She's only 18 years. But when I played that role, I was 38. So nobody believed it, Even Shivaji used to say, how much Tilana Mohanambal's age is only 18. Then I told him, Shanmuga Sundaram's age is only 24. So you have to play like 24-year-old, then I will play like 18-year-old. So we did, whatever I can do, I did it. Wonderful. And it was a great success. I'm so happy.
After Tilana Mohanambal, one of the finest movies apparently where you did an emotional role was
a Vietnam House.
Vietnam House. Tell me about this Vietnam House.
That was a black and white movie, and it was no glamour in that. I'm a housewife, a Brahmin lady. First time acted as a Brahmin lady, and I have 4 children. So it is the story is very emotional drama, and which I enjoyed playing it.
I see.
Shivaji was opposite to me also.
Interesting. The title is very interesting. What was the significance of this? Was the Vietnam War, did it have an impact on the type of story like it showed?
Because the house, Vietnam house, everybody is quarreling with each other.
Oh, so
it was like a war,
Okay, so
that time the war was going on.
Oh, I see.
So they just named it as Vietnam House.
So that it was a domestic
Drama,
situation,
situation.
where they took the theme out of the prominence worldwide at that
And
time.
named it after that.
Interesting, very interesting.
My husband had to go to London, England,
I see.
to do his MRCP.
I see.
So I didn't go with him because he was a student.
I see.
So I was in India.
I see.
Then I did so many movies.
But we heard that Dr. Ramachandran was a wonderful man.
Yes.
And our deepest sympathies. We were very, very sorry to hear that when you moved over to the United States, you lost.
After many years.
I see.
Yeah, I came to United States, and actually he was the one who encouraged me to start the dancing school and all that.
Wonderful.
Because I never had any teaching experience.
I see.
I was only learning.
I see. I see.
Even now, I'm learning so many things from.
You're very humble, But tell me about your dancing career. Lalita, yourself, and Ragini all performed together. So tell us about your dancing career as well. In addition to, you're one of the few heroines in the Indian film industry who truly knew how to dance. Tell me about the importance of dance to become a heroine.
Because a dancer can express the feelings, because she knows Navarasas.
Non-verbal communication.
9 different emotions. So when the director says that, come on, do.
Okay.
Angry.
Okay. What is Navarasa, please?
Navarasa means 9 different emotions.
What is say 1 or 2 of them? Oh.
Shingaram. That means love. Veeram. Valor. Karuna. Sorrow.
Oh, beautiful.
Like that.
What are the others?
Adbhutam.
Surprise.
Surprise. Bhibalsam. Repulsion. And like that.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
many. 9. I know 9, but now I
This
don't
is
know.
wonderful, wonderful. So obviously.
Hasya. That's laughter. Shantam. That's the last one. So we right away catch his point,
Right.
So bring out the expressions before he tells you to do it.
I see.
We can grasp it very quickly if you are a dancer.
I see. Padmini, what is your main observation that you have, the difference between the Indian film industry and the Hollywood film industry? Now that you have lived in America for so many years, you have seen the two industries. What are the major similarities and what are the differences?
I don't know who is copying whom.
That's nice, I see.
Yeah, because when I see Indian movie, the one which is shot now, they say it's a great success. It's the same thing. There is 4 fight scenes, you know, fighting scene, and 4. Of course, there should be a rape scene also. Otherwise, the film is not completed. That is what they think, which I don't believe, you know. So, the standard is going down. Because in '86, I went back and I did a movie, you know. I acted as the grandmother. The story was only between a grandmother and a granddaughter. Nothing else. The film became super hit. Just plain emotional drama. No fight scene, no club dance, no rape, nothing.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
What is the name of the film?
In Malayalam, it was known as Nokkatha Durathu Kannunattu.
I see.
And Tamil, it was known as Poove Poochudava. If you give good subject, people can also take it. They always say that no, audience will not like it.
Oh, they prejudge it.
Yeah, they think that audience will like only this, and you know.
Audience can never be underestimated.
No,
because from what
if you
I've
give
heard,
a good thing, they will like it.
yeah, I think 99% of the audience are extremely bright. They are very, very
Definitely,
intelligent,
yes.
and they know what they want.
Yeah.
You're extremely popular in a multilingual industry. You were popular, very popular in Malayalam films, in Tamil films, Hindi films, and you even did a Russian film, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experience in Russian.
It was a great experience, you know. The film was called Pardesi. It was in '57. Myself, my mother, and my sister, we went to Russia to shoot the film. The film was Indo-Soviet co-production. K.A. Abbas was the producer and the director. It was wonderful. 3 months we stayed there, and I learned little Russian. And my role was a dancer's role. And the hero's name was Oleg, and Nargis was also there in that movie.
So that's why Nargis and yourself are very well known in Russia, and so is Raj Kapoor.
Yes.
So you're all very
Raj
well
Kapoor is the most popular person in Russia.
And in Greece as well.
Я очень благодарен тебе. Без твоей помощи мне бы так и не пришлось повидаться с великим визирем.
You made a great contribution to Indian art and culture through your schools in the United States, through your institutes.
Yes. I have been in USA for the past 22 years. And I started the dance class, you know, as a small class, you know, with 2, 3 children, that's all. It was done in the temple. Then later on, people got very much interested in, you know, they used to send their girls there to learn dance. Like that, I have now seven branches. In New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Long Island, like that, you know.
Wonderful.
So every evening we go to one branch and teach the children. And I have done like 48 arangetrams.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have acted in over 300 feature films, you have over 250 students, and you have done 48 arangetrams. You've already accomplished tremendous things so far. What would you like to do in future?
Many people, are approaching me to start in Singapore, one branch in Singapore, all over the world. I wish I could do that.
That's wonderful.
That will be my next project.
That is excellent. I wish you all the best, and I
Thank
hope
you.
you do that.
Thank you very much.
Now, tell us a little bit about your personal life. I mean, you know, New York in the United States is one of the it's fast-paced. You know, I understand you drive yourself.
Yeah.
Now, in India, you know, you're used to having chauffeurs, you know, and here you decided to...
Actually, when I came to this country, you know, I was so happy because I was learning so many things. In India, it was not so. All the time, makeup man, hairdresser, manager, chaperons, all the time around you for the past 25, 30 years.
I bet you there is many Hollywood actors who would love to trade places with you. They would rather go to India for these luxuries.
To have
and
luxuries,
comfort.
no.
Yeah.
Here I was allowed to go by bus, subway, walking, so I felt like a free bird. And I didn't know cooking, which I learned from my husband. Now I'm an expert cook. I can cook for 60 people
Oh,
for
really?
a party. Yeah.
What's your favorite dishes? What do you cook? What do you like?
Biryani.
Yeah, biryani.
Yeah.
I see.
Chicken kurma and vegetarian sambar, everything I can cook.
Is that right? So if I come to your house,
Definitely.
I can taste your personally cooked meal.
Yeah, especially Malayali avial.
Avial, I see. That's lovely. Everybody always says Lalita Padmini Ragini. You cannot
Yeah.
say one without the
Correct.
other. Now, 3 talented girls, young ladies
In
growing
one
up
family.
In one family. What was it like?
It was great, We never had any misunderstanding,
No sibling rivalry?
arguments. Even though I used to play the best girl, the heroine, number one heroine role, and Lalita used to play like vamp, the bad girl, and Ragini used to be the comedian,
The tomboyish role.
tomboyish roles.
Right.
So each one enjoyed playing that role. We never had any misunderstanding. I don't even remember having an argument or a fight or anything like that.
When you became popular, were you still able to spend enough time with your family?
Yeah, but sometimes I used to work like 72 hours, especially when I was doing this Vanjikote Valiban. 3 days I could not come home because they were shooting day and night because I was supposed to leave to Russia. So they wanted to finish. So my mother and my family used to come to the studio to see me. I used to sleep there, I used to bathe there, I used to live there in the studio. So I miss all that sometimes, when I think back.
If you had to redo it all over again, if you have to start your life, go back to when you were, say, 14 again or 15, starting from those days, would you still go into the show business industry, the film
Definitely.
industry? What was the biggest strength that you have gotten out of film industry? What has it done for you, for your personality as a person?
Great things, because it gives you popularity and you are recognized.
Self-confidence?
All the time you are recognized,
Yeah.
And self-confidence. You know that people like you.
Right.
So that is a great feeling,
It's very beautiful what you said. All the time you're recognized, when do you ever get hurt? Have you been hurt at all? Do you easily
Not
get
so
hurt?
far.
Yeah. But as a person, are you very sensitive? Do you get hurt?
No.
Okay. You're jolly good.
Yeah,
basically.
I take it as it comes.
As it comes. You've developed a lot of patience. What makes you angry?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Sometimes. Only now. Before, when I was in India, I was even anything, the worst thing happens, I will not get angry. I will never lose my temper. But I try to do it here also. But sometimes when the things are not done the way you want, that makes me angry sometimes. That is very, very rare.
I remember they named saris after you.
Tillana Mohanabal sari and all that.
Yeah, and there were so many designs, like patterns came, borders came with your name on it. Where do you do your shopping when you go in India? What kind of things do you like personally yourself?
First is Kanjivaram saris and nice jewelry and some makeup things because India has got lovely makeup also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I thought it was the other way about makeup. I thought was imported from America to India and you brought your
now
saris
they
from.
make there also,
Oh, I see.
Yes. So the costume jewelry, especially for the dance, that manga, Malay and traditional Tanjavur style,
Right.
all that, and from Madras I get it.
I see.
So I just spent like 2-3 months in India,
I see.
rest of the time here.
I see.
So I'm busy round the clock.
I'm going to ask you to say a few words of greetings to your fans and well-wishers in Malayalam.
നമസ്കാരം. നിങ്ങളെ നേരിൽ കാണാൻ സാധിക്കില്ല, പക്ഷെ എന്നെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാം. ഇവിടെ വന്ന് നിങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഈ റേഡിയോ പ്രോഗ്രാം ടെലിവിഷൻ പ്രോഗ്രാം ത്രൂ ആയിട്ട് കാണാൻ സാധിച്ചതിൽ എനിക്ക് വളരെ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. താങ്ക് യു.
I'm sure that viewers would love to have some words of greetings from you, the large Tamil community here as well. In Tamil, please.
வணக்கம். டொராண்டோவுக்கு வந்ததை பற்றி எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். ஐ விஷ் ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் இருந்தால் நீங்கள் எல்லாம் வந்து நேராக பார்த்துருக்கலாம். அதுக்கு பதிலாக என்ன டிவியில் பார்க்க போகிறீங்க. அதுவே எனக்கு சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது, மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்குது. தேங்க்யூ.
Now, can you do the same thing a little bit in Hindi as well? Yeah.
मेरा हिंदी अच्छा नहीं है, कोई गलत होगा तो माफ़ कीजिए. मैं आप सबको मिलने से बहुत खुशी हूँ. थैंक यू.
Oh, she was
And I must tell you, you are a great director. You know, you have been directing me and taking care of so many things. I am reminded of your father because he has directed me when I was little, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so honored. You know, coming from
Really,
you, it's a great compliment.
we call him Mama, and we used to love him so much. Everybody used to love him so much.
You were his pet child. I remember
Yes.
that, you know, and in fact, you know, I remember my whole family, they hold you in such high esteem.
Yeah, even now.
Even now,
when
of
I go to Madras, I make a point to visit the family.
They always say that, and they are always delighted when you come and visit them. You were mentioning about my father. If my father was alive today, he would have been so thrilled about what you're doing now to spread Indian art and culture in this part of
It
the
is
world.
his inspiration and encouragement which I can never forget all my life.
Very, very sweet of you. And I'll tell you something, I've always felt if I could do 1/10 of what my father accomplished in his life, I'd be the happiest man. And in order to
But you are
complete
doing very well, I must say that.
that, very kind of you. Pavika, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. It's an absolute honor for us. I'm so happy that you came and visited with us. But don't wait for a very long time. We'd love you to have you back with us very, very soon again.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Chandru.
Lovely to have you.
Thank you.